Thank you for your interest in spanning backup for Salesforce. Spanning offers enterprise-grade backup and recovery for Salesforce that includes daily automated backup of standard objects, custom objects, chatter posts, attachments, files, and metadata. Spanning was built with scale, security, and restore functionality in mind, so that customers with thousands of users can rely on spanning to protect their business-critical data. In this video, you'll learn how features like Sandbox seeding, metadata compare and restore, and on-page restore can help Salesforce administrators manage their backups and have the confidence to quickly restore data. When you first log into Spanning, you are presented with a dashboard where you can easily see the status of your most recent backups, as well as an overview of the changes in your 4 most important object types. You can initiate an on-demand backup at any time by clicking the Backup Now button and monitor the number of API calls that Spanning is using in your Salesforce org. If you ever need to restore updated or deleted records back into your Salesforce instance, you can initiate the restore right from the Spanning dashboard. Select to restore objects and then to restore to this org. Next, select your desired object type and define the date range that you are interested in. You'll then be presented with a list of all records in that time frame that were updated or deleted in your Salesforce org. Select the records you want to restore, click Next, and then choose whether or not to include child records in the restore. Including children will restore all associated child and grandchild records, all the way down the hierarchy, in the restore operation. Additionally, if the object types have a newly added required field that wasn't present at the time of backup, you can use the Overwrite Field Values feature to manually input a value in that required field. In this example, the account object type now has a required field called Customer Support Level, but this field did not exist when the record was backed up. Using the Overwrite Field Values feature, we can input a value for this required field so that the restore completes successfully. Spanning also offers the ability for admins and end users to restore field level data that was modified right on the record page. As you can see, we're making changes to an existing account record and saving those changes. If a mistake is made while editing a record in Salesforce, we can use the Spanning on-page restore feature by clicking the Spanning Restore button from the sidebar menu. We are presented with a field-by-field comparison of the differences between the current values in Salesforce and the most recent backup. We can easily restore these values, or those from a previous backup date, by selecting the specific fields and then following the on-screen instructions. The restore process takes just a few seconds, and then we are returned right back to the record page, and the data has been restored. Admins can also extend this functionality to end users so that they can correct their own mistakes. As Spanning works in-app, end users can only view and restore fields that they have access to based on their profiles and permission sets. Spanning also offers the ability to seed sandboxes, including anonymizing field values at no additional cost. To seed a sandbox, click the Restore button from the Spanning dashboard, select to restore objects, and then to restore to a different org. Authorize your Sandbox org, confirm that you have performed all the pre-restore steps, and click Next. Select the backup date from which you want to restore, and then upload a CSV file containing all of the Salesforce IDs of any object type that you want to restore. Click the Verify button, and then Spanning will automatically find and select all of those records to be restored. You can then choose whether or not to include child records in the restore, and if there are specific fields from your selected records that you want to anonymize, you can do so by overriding the field values during the restore process. Spanning puts you in control of your data. Spanning not only backs up, exports, and compares metadata, but also offers the ability to restore backed up metadata directly back into your Salesforce org. This can help with updating metadata in a sandbox between refresh cycles or recovering from deployments gone wrong. To begin, click on the Compare Metadata tab. Next, choose the backup date from which you want to compare, and then if you want to compare against the metadata in your current org or another org. Since we'll be restoring metadata back into our org in this example, we'll choose to compare against the current metadata in our org. Click the Next button when ready, and then select the specific metadata types that you want to compare. Click the Compare button to begin. When complete, you are taken to the Results page, where you can see which metadata items match, which are changed, and which only exist in one of the 2 versions. Expand a metadata type, and select the desired item to see the details in a side-by-side comparison view. If you want to then restore this metadata back into your live Salesforce instance, click the Continue to Restore button. Here, the metadata that is available to be restored is displayed. Expand the metadata types that you are interested in and select the specific metadata items that you want to restore. You can preview the metadata by clicking the Preview button, and if desired, you can export that metadata to your local computer by clicking the Export button. When ready, click Next. Review your pending changes, and when ready, click Restore. Protecting our customers' data with enterprise-grade security is one reason more than 8,000 customers trust us. Spanning is SOC 2 Type 2, HIPAA, GDPR, and Privacy Shield certified. All data is encrypted while in transit and at rest, and Spanning offers our customers the ability to manage their own encryption keys. We believe in keeping you in control of your data, which is why all restores, exports, and settings changes are logged in Spanning's immutable audit log. Backup status notifications are sent via email and can post directly to your chatter feed. The best way to see how easy it is to protect your critical Salesforce data is to try it. Visit the Salesforce App Exchange or Spanning.com to install a free 14-day trial today. Thanks for watching.